Hello beautiful people, welcome to yet another DIY tutorial. If this is your first time here, my name is Buki and I am so happy to have you. In this video, I will be showing you two methods of making hair bonnets. First, the hair bonnet without ruffles and the hair bonnet with ruffles. So let's get into it. Now, what materials are we going to need for this project? First, you need your fabric. For me, I will be making use of the African print known as the Ankara fabric. I would also make use of lining, and I have chosen the silk fabric. This is a very good option because it helps to retain hair moisture, so it's good for your hair. You need your pair of scissors, you need your tape rule, you need your elastic band, a very important part of this project. You need your chalk, also very important because you need to mark. And finally, you need your pins, safety pins, office pins, tailor's pins. You need your pins. Now the next step to take is to pick your fabric and fold into 4, as you can see me do right now. So fold your fabric into 4 that way. Make sure it's well laid because you're going to be marking on it, and make sure you're folding to the wrong side so that you can mark on the fabric. So the wrong side of the fabric is what is facing you right now. Then you pick your tape roll and your piece of chalk, place it in a way that it's starting from the edge of the fabric, and then you're going to mark out 11 inches round. Depending on how big you want your hair bonnet or slip cap to be, some prefer it to be very big, so they start from like 12, 13, 14 inches. I just want this to be moderate, so I'm going to be making use of 11 inches. Just 11 inches is fine for me, and that's what I'll be marking round on the fabric. So I'll mark 11 inches here, that way. Place it at the edge again, mark 11 inches that way, and that's what I will do round. Mark 11 inches again, 11 inches, 11 inches. Once that is done, I connect the dots and then I cut it out. That's it. I cut out the 11 inches round, and the next thing, I bring up my lining. And to cut the lining, I don't need to fold into 4 anymore. It's just okay to fold into 2 like this, and then place the main fabric on the lining and then trace it out. It's very important that you pin it so that the clothes stay in place, especially because you're making use of silk fabric as well for the lining. So try to pin it down, pin the main fabric, which is the African print. Pin it on the lining and then trace it out, cut it out. And it's that simple as ABC. Cut out the fabric, cut out the lining. The next thing you would do, place your silk fabric, that's the lining, place it on the table, and then place your main fabric on the silk fabric and pin them together. Now let the face of your lining be facing the face of your main fabric, so both faces are facing each other. You get my point. Then you're pinning round. Place your main fabric on your lining and pin it round so that the clothes can stay in place. And then you mark out 1/2 inch round. You're marking 1/2 inch from the edge of the clothes, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. You're marking it all round, but then you will leave out 2 inches. That 2 inches, you're not going to be sewing that part, okay? So you're sewing round, but you're not sewing the 2 inches space that you have left, because we are still going to turn this clothes inside out. So now sew the 1/2 inch round and remember to leave the 2 inches space open. So just keep sewing easily, carefully, just keep sewing. Now you leave that 2 inches space open, okay? Like I said, we need it and we'll be needing it very soon. Take your clothes back to the table, trim out any excess fabric that you have after sewing the half inch. Trim out any excess fabric or excess seam or something. Just trim out any excess, and then from that 2 inches space that you left, turn the clothes inside out. Turn it inside out through that space that you left, okay? And that is it. You have turned it inside out. You see how neat it is, okay? Now the next thing, turn the clothes facing you. Let the lining face you. Pick your tape roll and your chalk and mark 1 inch round on the lining. Mark your 1 inch. Mark it round, round, round. 1 inch. Remember, 1 inch. Now you're marking this all round. You're not leaving any space at all this time around. You're marking it all round, and you're going to your table, your sewing machine. You're going to your sewing machine and you're sewing on the 1 inch round. So that's what we are doing right now. You sew on that 1 inch mark that you have made, and you're going to be sewing round. Can you see? We did not leave any space this time around. Now go back to your table. The next step is for you to get your elastic band. For me, I'm making use of this I think it's about ½ inch elastic band. You can make use of the 1 inch one as well, and I will cut out 22 inches of the elastic band. That's enough for any head size. Well, let me say adult head size. If it's for a little child, maybe it would have to be smaller, of course, but this time around I'm making use of 22 inches. Pick your safety pin, because you're going to use it to pass the elastic band into your fabric, okay, through the 2 inches space you left initially. Can you remember the 2 inches we left, the part where we used to turn the cloth inside out here? So this time around you're going to be passing your elastic through this particular space. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm passing my elastic into the fabric. After you have passed your elastic into the fabric, you go and close up the elastic on your sewing machine, okay? You remove your pin and you close up the elastic. You sew it together with your sewing machine, okay? After closing up the elastic, remember the 2 inches opening that we made. You're going to close it up, okay? It's very important that you close it up after you have closed up your elastic band. You close up the 2 inches opening, and then your cap is ready. Your hair bonnet is ready. Simple as ABC, like I said. You just try to adjust the cap to suit you, and that's it. Can you see? So this is the hair bonnet without ruffles. This is the very simple hair bonnet, very, very simple one. It's the one without ruffle. If you have any questions or comments, please leave in the comment section, and watch out for the next video where I'll be showing you how to make the hair bonnet with ruffles.